That document you've been given is more than an offer. It's a critical legal crossroads in your career. What if the pressure your employer uses to make you sign quickly could become your strongest evidence against them? Before reading the first clause, know this: you are under no obligation to sign that agreement. In fact, for it to be legally valid, you must have a lawyer review it, and your employer usually pays for that advice. In the next few minutes, we'll break down the timeline, the money, the hidden traps, and the tactics that can secure your future. First, why this offer? It's not always goodwill. Employers use settlements to manage risk, avoid costly tribunals, and ensure a confidential break. You need time to think. ACAST guidance recommends at least 10 calendar days. While not a strict law, it is a powerful benchmark for what's reasonable. So you have the offer and time to consider it. But what are you actually looking at? Let's break down the money. The most important term you'll see is ex gratia. This means as a gesture of grace. It's discretionary and the part that's truly up for negotiation. This is not your contractual pay, like notice or accrued holiday. You are already owed that money. Never let them bundle it in to inflate the offer. Why does this distinction matter so much? Tax. The first £30,000 of a genuine ex gratia payment is typically tax-free in the UK. Your regular pay is taxed as normal. With that tax rule in mind, the big question is, how do you know if the amount is fair? Is there some secret formula? Before we answer that, you need to spot the common tactics employers use. Knowing these is your first line of defense. A frequent tactic is asking you to agree to headline exit terms before seeing the full document. You cannot be legally bound by this until you've had advice. The most dangerous tactic is undue pressure. This could be an unreasonably short deadline, far less than 10 days, or implying negative outcomes if you don't sign. Here's where it gets interesting. These talks are usually protected, meaning they can't be used in court. But applying undue pressure can strip that protection away. Remember our hook? This is exactly why. If employer pressure voids the protected status, their offer can be brought as evidence against them in a tribunal. Let's return to the question, what's a fair amount? The simple and complex answer is, there is no formula. It is not just 1 month per year of service. A reasonable settlement depends on the strength of your potential legal claims, like unfair dismissal. It's a calculation of your employer's risk if they fail to settle. But a good deal is about more than the final number. The biggest dangers often hide in the fine print. What are you actually signing away? Watch for overly broad clauses on confidentiality, claims release, and non-competition. A vague term could prevent you from working in your industry. You are not giving up all your rights forever. A point of fact, you cannot legally waive a claim for a personal injury you were unaware of when you signed. Now let's connect the dots. We know employers offer settlements to manage risk. We also know their pressure tactics can backfire. This is your primary negotiation power. So how do you use that power? It isn't only about asking for more money. You know the £30,000 tax-free limit. This is where you get creative. Powerful negotiation goes beyond cash. What if you could negotiate things that cost your employer little but are invaluable to you? Things like your reputation, future job prospects, or even company policy. You can negotiate for an agreed positive reference. You can ask to keep company property like a phone. You can negotiate the wording of an internal departure notice. In certain cases, like discrimination, you can even negotiate for the employer to implement new training or policies, turning their risk into a positive outcome. So a good deal is about thinking holistically. The tax-efficient payment, the non-monetary terms, and a clean exit that protects your future. One final powerful financial tip: pension payments. If part of your settlement is paid directly into your pension, it's typically tax-exempt and separate from the £30,000 allowance. Remember where we began. This is a voluntary process. Your power comes from the right to say no if the deal isn't right for you. Your second source of power is the legal requirement for independent advice. A solicitor works for you. They spot pitfalls and fight for the terms you deserve. So, 3 things to recall. 1. Your employer's pressure can be used against them. 2. Negotiate beyond cash. References are invaluable. 3. You must get legal advice. If you are holding a settlement agreement, your first step is to contact an independent employment solicitor. Do not respond to your employer until you have spoken to one. This document doesn't control you, you control it. Armed with the right knowledge, you can turn uncertainty into a secure foundation for your next chapter. For more resources, check the links below. Subscribe for more career advice.